You got dumped and you wisely went no contact with the ex who dumped you, but you can't seem to move on. You can't let go of your ex, and it doesn't look like they're coming back. But why can't you move on and find somebody new? Well, the answer might surprise you. Your ex could be using one of these 7 tactics to keep you hooked. And it might not even be a conscious effort on their part. It could be subconscious. But in this video, we're going to explore them all. So let's talk about it. Trick number 1, intermittent reinforcement. They use random techniques to kind of just occasionally breadcrumb you, essentially. Just a random text here and there, nothing committal, nothing specific. And they might be very hot and cold, all over you 1 minute and then vanishing for a week or two after that. Why it's effective on you is that it kind of creates this addiction because you never know what you're going to get. And then they're spoon feeding you a little bit, just enough to keep you hooked. Right when you probably would be about to pull away and start to let go, they hit you again. And it just never ends. And the best way to spot this is recognizing unpredictable patterns of behavior from them. Trick number 2, future faking. Making vague promises about the future. Oh, well, maybe we should do that sometime, or we'll see. Or they might even say something specific about your relationship, like, well, maybe we'll try again someday. And why this works to keep you hooked is it keeps hope alive. You think, maybe there's a chance, there's a tiny chance is what you're saying. And then you never want to move on. You never want to find somebody new if you think there's a chance that they'll come back. The best way to spot this is if their words don't line up with their actions. Always look at what someone is doing, not what they're saying. Trick number 3, breadcrumbing. This is where they're just kind of spoon feeding you a tiny little bit just to kind of keep you hooked or engaged. Maybe a text every once in a while that just says, hey, or hi, or maybe they're liking or commenting on your social posts. Maybe they're viewing your Instagram or Facebook stories, knowing full well that you'll see their name showing up on the list of people who have viewed those. Why that works is it kind of keeps you engaged. It keeps you in orbit, keeps them top of mind in your mind. And the best way to identify this is it's always surface level engagement. There's no commitment. There's no follow through. There's nothing deep going on here. Trick number 4, the comparison trap. And this is where they might mention other people in kind of a vague way, trying to elicit jealousy from you. They might say something like, oh, well, so-and-so asked me out. Not sure if I'm going to go yet. And this works because it triggers that competitive instinct in you. It makes you want to try harder to win them back, which of course is counterproductive. If you want them back, especially if they dumped you, they need to earn another chance with you, not the other way around. And the easy way to spot this, of course, is if they are mentioning other people that could be prospective romantic prospects. Trick number 5, strategic vulnerability. And this is where they're kind of pulling on your heartstrings a little bit. They might mention a struggle that they're having. Oh, well, I lost my job, or can't pay the rent this month, something like that. Or maybe they're bringing up special memories that the two of you shared. Oh, like, these pictures popped up on my Facebook the other day of us on vacation in Costa Rica or whatever. And they're just bringing this stuff up to kind of share with you, but there's an ulterior motive there. They want to tug on your heartstrings. Why it works is because it reactivates that emotional connection between the two of you, assuming it was gone in the first place. And if they're doing multiple of these tactics, it's probably never even really gone away, but it keeps you engaged. It keeps you hooked. And the easiest way to spot it, of course, is if they are saying things to you on just enough of a regular basis that trigger an emotional response in you. Trick number 6, the guilt response. Here, they're using subtle blame and manipulation to kind of tug at your heartstrings again. They might say something like, no one understands me like you did. No one else gets me the way you do. Why it works, of course, is that it's triggering your caretaker instincts. It's triggering that impulse in you to want to take care of them the way you did for however long you were together. And the easiest way to spot this is if they are saying things that put you in charge of their happiness, which of course is not fair. Trick number 7, hot and cold behavior. Here, they're doing intense connection with you and then a complete withdrawal. and then back again. And they're doing this kind of randomly over long periods of time. Maybe there's an intense few days that the two of you share together and you think maybe this is it. Maybe we're back together again. And then bam, they're gone for a week or two, just completely ghosting you. The reason this works is that it creates emotional confusion on your end. You're not sure what's going on here. You're not sure what to make of it. When you're together and things are intense and amazing, it feels great, but then they vanish and you're left wondering what the hell just happened. But unfortunately, as we know, anytime someone is wondering about the other person, in this case, you're wondering about them, anytime someone is wondering about the other, their attraction is going up. So it's keeping you hooked by making you wonder about them. The way to spot this, of course, is that there's going to be dramatically different behaviors happening from them, one extreme to the other. Now, if you're in love, if you were in a long-term committed relationship with this person, it can be very hard to let go if they're doing any of these things, or especially if they're doing multiple of these things. I know, I've been there, I've done that. So I know how hard it is to let go. But you can begin to let go once you start to recognize these patterns. Once you start to really figure out what's going on here and understand that you're actually being manipulated here. They like the attention and validation that you give them. Maybe you're giving them other things too, like money. Don't do that. But recognize that this is a toxic behavior pattern that is not going to be to your benefit at all. And once you begin to see these patterns, you won't be able to unsee it. And that is your first step towards emotional freedom. Once you recognize that, you need to set and enforce some really healthy boundaries with them. Say, hey, I love hearing from you. I love spending time together. But if you're not really ready to get together and talk about things and see if there's a chance of us working again, then I need for you to not contact me. And if they can't respect that, you need to block them on every platform available, social, phone, email, etc. You've got to do that for your own mental health so that you can really get a break from them and eventually heal and move on. Remember, I offer one-on-one coaching, so if I can help in any way, check the link down in the description or this card right up here. I offer one-on-one phone calls, Zoom sessions, that kind of thing, or you can simply email me a problem that you're experiencing and I will record a custom video just like this one and send it back to you within a couple of days. That's a slightly cheaper option, but either way, check those links if you want more information. Let me know your story down in the comments, but for now, I'll see you in the next video.